Welcome to Hollwedel Memorial Library, located in Pavilion, New York. The library itself has just put on an addition for the children's room in 2016 with the help of a grant from the community as well as New York State. My analysis will be on the exterior, the interior, the new children's room, as well as ease of access and technological access. As you can see from the outside, though it is very simple and plain, it does have decorative touches as well as floral arrangements that many small-town libraries are unable to afford. The sidewalks themselves are very clean and easily maneuverable with a wheelchair. To the left of this picture, which you're unable to see, is a handicap parking spot that is also paved out, such as the sidewalk, and allows for the wheelchair to be pushed up onto the door where it is handicap accessible using auto door openers. The book drop itself is outside of the building and deposits inside of the building. There is a very slight incline into the sidewalk that isn't a big issue for wheelchairs as it is very easy to push up. The only issue with the outside is the fact that the gravel makes it difficult to move a cane or a wheelchair on it, and the town uses the side lawn for all of its construction materials. Here's the new children's room. It provides shelving for picture books, as well as paperback, nonfiction, and a small craft section behind those barn doors. It has comfortable seating for the children, as well as tables for craft. It currently provides 4 Kindles in the form of technology for the kids, and has open lighting and welcoming atmosphere. In this section you can see the YA section, which is quite small, but separated from the children's section, and the adult movie and paperback section. As you can see, there are also small meeting spaces with chairs and tables available throughout the library. Currently, there is only the small section of the YA books due to the fact that they're not as popular. Also, the YA section is kind of cramped, so I would suggest that we move it out a little bit or make it so that the chairs weren't so tight in the corner. But because this is a small library, this is the only space they had for the YA section outside of the children's room, which was just the recent addition. Within this section, you can see how easy it is for someone with a wheelchair or a handicap to move around the library. Because it's open, and many of the items allow for the handicapped people to move around well, it also allows for strollers and children to move around the library easier. As you can see by the 2-step as well as the wheelchair ramp, they really try and engage the parents or the grandparents with the children in the children's room. And the computers are close to the sides of the table so that it's easy to access from anybody, as well as an ease of access to technology in the form of additional computers available and headsets. This is one of the meeting rooms available within the library. From the outside, it looks like a little house inside of the building, and inside it looks very elegant and adult. There is also a table available for meetings up to 8 people, and in another section of the building there's a table available for meetings up to 20. As I said, the children's room can also be changed into a large meeting room for chairs up to 50. The signage and location of information is easy to determine based on the location of the materials around the building. Because it's a small building, you don't need a lot of signage. However, for the kids' room, there's a very nice sign above the walkway into it. And in the YA section, there is also a sign for the YA section. The adult fiction spans the entire section of one side of the building and does not need any signage for it. However, there is no signage for restrooms, and a lot of the signage is paper. I would recommend that they use something more durable in the sense of signage to allow for better accessibility for restrooms. Just a quick note on the customer service points of access for the patrons. The circulation desk is located right inside the door and allows for the person behind the desk to discuss things with the patron as soon as they come in, allows them to drop off their books right away, and allows an ease of access to the computer technology and the information systems in order to look for books prior to looking within the library in case they're wondering where it is, where it's located, what section it's in, and such. And typically there's usually one person at the desk at all times. So a few suggestions and additional comments. Up until this point, Pavilion Public Library, or Hollwedel Memorial Library, has not had an active website in order to advertise and complete any sort of program advertisements or anything like that. There is one that's supposed to be going live. However, that is one of my suggestions, is to better update their Facebook and their community social outreach, because it would really help, as well as the fact that they have this gorgeous children's room now, and I want it to be used. Also, they haven't done a lot of advertising about groups that come to help. As you can see here, the United Way Day of Caring, there was a group that came in to do painting and cleaning and just overall helping with the library, and there wasn't very much advertisement or additional library signage to indicate that this was happening. As you can see to the left, there is a picture of a children's playroom. There are several things that are good about this and several things that are bad. This playroom right now is neat. However, sometimes it can become a hazard, such as in the lecture when we were talking about dangers to the patrons. Sometimes the toys kind of travel outside of this room, get left on the floor, and that can be a hazard for patrons that are going up the wheelchair ramp or other additional people just walking around. I've tripped over a car or two on my own. There's also the sense of germs and biological issues in this room that aren't sanitized as often that I've seen that they should be. Additionally, we have 3 carts for children that can become a hazard due to the fact that they like to run around the building with them, going up and down the wheelchair ramp, around the building to the restrooms, to get water, and they don't really think about the fact that there are other people around, and it's really rough for us to explain it to them when they're just there having fun. Overall, I think that the YA section needs to be bigger and more pronounced, because it's really in the corner and it's not visible to the public and it's not used at all. The circulation people, from what I've observed, are very helpful and knowledgeable about where things are in the library, and always willing to stop what they're doing and work with the patron to complete a task. So overall, I like this library, but I feel like there are a couple of things that could be fixed. So that's my presentation, And feel free to leave questions, comments, concerns.